Alright, quick update on the graph, ticker symbol GRT. So, the graph is pushing up at this moment in time. A lot of the altcoins look like they kind of want to have a relief rally, and that's, in my opinion, what we are seeing right now on the graph. So you can see that we have just broken out of this asymmetrical triangle. I'm going to take the conservative target of this, but if you were feeling like you did want to drag this out and make this a bit extra bullish, because I did extrapolate this, and I mean technically you could draw something like this if you really wanted to, from the bottom to the top there. That would obviously be a much bigger breakout target, and it's 100% valid because you've got touch points all the way down here and you've got a couple touch points here. My kind of take on things right now is I do think Bitcoin is macro bearish, and I think it could be possible that we could have a breakout over the weekend, obviously being, you know, tonight and Sunday. I'd still be very cautious on making trades on altcoins because, you know, if you've been watching my videos, I have been highlighting all of these altcoins are getting slaughtered against their Bitcoin pairs in the macro trend. Like, you can still see, look at this. This is the graph against Bitcoin. You know, we're clearly not doing anything macro bullish at this moment in time, and it doesn't necessarily seem like higher time frames we have found any sort of bottom yet. Higher time frames were literally for the graph against Bitcoin capitulating against the Binance lows. Momentum is stepping in and we are pushing back down. And, you know, if this weekly closes, you know, if we don't manage to push up another 16% or so, then it's still going to be pretty obvious that we are in a downwards trajectory. That is specifically for the graph against Bitcoin. But like I said, the graph against the US dollar, a lot of these altcoins look like they want to break out against their US dollar pairs. And in my opinion, it is because Bitcoin is having a slight relief bounce. We've been talking about this asymmetrical triangle. Literally yesterday, we got rejected from the top of this again. Bear in mind, you know, we've done this multiple times. We've come up into the EMA ribbons, something like this, where we haven't made it to the top. Sometimes we come all the way up to the top. You can see we've done this multiple times now, so we are just range bound. I don't think we're doing anything special. I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin made it all the way up to 30,000 before the weekend ends. So, you know, coming into Sunday, we could have a bit more of a push up. What I'm really waiting for to trade these altcoins is these kind of macro reversal signs that we would be having, you know, big blow off bottoms, as to say, that are getting bought up very heavily. But at this moment in time, you know, the selling volume is still here in the macro term for the graph against the US dollar. So I would definitely be sitting on the sidelines for this one, but you can kind of see we are trying to poke our head against this. Be very careful. On the daily time frame, we've poked our head out of this once, twice, 3, 4 times, and at this moment in time we're poking our head above it for the 5th time. So you know how support and resistance works. The more often you test it, the weaker and weaker it gets. I'm not saying this breakout that we're not seeing right now isn't nice. Technically speaking, the breakout of this would be all the way up here at 22 cent, which, if we did get a daily close, could potentially be a 41% breakout. But I think the more sensible thing to do would maybe be waiting for these EMA ribbons to get flipped. Until we do something like this, I wouldn't be bullish in the short term. So so this would only be a 26% breakout if this was the trade that I would be looking to take on, because you can see, I mean, even in the next hour or so before I upload this, we could come all the way up to 17, and if we get rejected from these 4-hourly EMAs, then literally nothing's changed. So if you do manage to flip the EMAs, you do manage to push up, get a solid back test of that 17 to 18 cent target, and then you do start to push up, that could be a confirmed breakout on the 4-hourly EMAs. And like I said, make sure you wait for that back test, because we've done this time and time again. What you want to see is you want to see a push. Let's just do it from here where we haven't actually done it. You want to see a push above, you want to see a back test, and then you want to flip the area that you got rejected from before. Until this happens, this is where you confirm the trade being that you've broken out. You do not confirm it once you've just poked your head above it. You do not confirm it once you've just back tested it. You need to come up and take out the invalidation zone. Otherwise, it is a failed breakout, and a failed move equals a fast move in the opposite direction. So be very cautious with this one. Lower time frames, we are seeing an influx of volume. Hourly candles, we are trying to push up. Like this is a good sign in the lower time frames, but like I said, I'm personally not trading this one. Good luck if you are, but yeah, nothing has changed in the macro term. Still very bearish against Bitcoin. Bitcoin, like I said, could come up to 30,000, but if you're taking this trade at this moment in time, bear in mind the 4-hourly BTC price has just been rejected from 29.5. So if Bitcoin never manages to push up above, you know, 29.6, etc., then this could just be another rejection before we roll over. So there's a lot of things to take note of. Also, one more reason wrapping up the video why I'm currently not interested in trading altcoins is because the Bitcoin dominance. We are having a macro breakout. This does not mean that, you know, the altcoins can't go up for a day or two against Bitcoin. It simply means in the macro picture, you know, you're looking at the price action over weeks instead of the hourly candles. You know, you can always look at the hourly candles and find an uptrend. Even if you've got a rug pull like Luna or Strong or Stronger, you know, the chart may be getting rug pulled, but you're still going to see a bounce every now and then. So don't think it's just going to go down in a straight line. It could be looking like we could be setting up a relief rally. I would personally be wanting to kind of chill, lollygag around this area on the daily. I think the longer we spend around 16 to 17 cent, kind of just chopping up in these EMA ribbons, then the better. Like I said, not taking this trade. If you were, the price target is at 22 cent. Best of luck to all of you. As always, cowboy out. Peace.